My name is Michelle. I've had amarula, strawberry lips, and I need to drive home. But am I drunk? No, I feel fine. Where are my car keys?
Ortiz, are you okay? What? I told you to stop drinking this illicit brews. They are bad for your memory. My name is Petronella. I'm the sober one. We have all come across the scenarios in one form or another. Paying attention to these scenarios in our key thematic areas, we aim to bring interventions to life in our own ways.
Concerning underage drinking, emotions were evoked in our team when we came about an article in the Standard newspaper of May, stating that 28 O-level students were arrested for public indecency. Not only were they below the age of 18, they were drunk and nude. This made us think of the young adults in our community. So we took the key thematic area of underage drinking back to our province.
Taking advantage of the partnership we forged last year with the CAT Peer Rehabilitation Team, we held high school campaigns with 5 schools with an average attendance of 223 students from schools like Chinoi High, Chemagamba High, and the Melting Pot College.
Our sessions were structured in such a way that we corrected the perception that everyone was drinking by teaching the children ways to say no to alcohol. We used interactive platforms and teaching techniques like small group activities, role plays, and appointing of same-age leaders. The team also provided support to teachers in instances when needed, and we also involved willing parents.
We also realized that some of the parties the high school students were attending were intended for us, the university students. So we took initiative to set up meetings with people like their parents, the ZRP, some of the bar managers, and event organizers in Chinoi. We discussed on ways to curb alcohol sold to minors and enforcing of underage drinking laws. One way was for the event organizers to ask for student IDs at the entrance. This was a simple yet effective solution.
As a result, our intervention had a positive bearing on 223 students. The bar managers, event organizers, and the ZRP also assisted in our plea to curb the amount of alcohol sold to minors. The system which was introduced to request for IDs at the door also made it much easier for them to identify the minors.
Shifting our focus from underage drinking to drinking and driving. According to a Herald article on July 21, 2015, by June 5, 20,139 road accidents were recorded. Of the total, 7,000 were caused by drinking and driving. On further inquiry with the West Provincial Capital, we discovered that there was a staggering increase of drinking and driving cases from 7% to 9% in our own province. This challenged us as Boost Fellows to find ways to reduce these road carnages.
In Zimbabwe, people are not allowed to drive with over 0.08% alcohol content in their system. But locally, there hasn't been a mechanism to help the police force determine this level in people.
Petty, the mechanism exists in the form of breathalyzers. We ordered 10 breathalyzers from a manufacturer in China. On realizing how long it had taken for the breathalyzers to arrive in Zimbabwe, we sought to find means of obtaining more breathalyzers without necessarily having to import them.
Taking advantage of our school's technological background, we were inspired to make and design our own breathalyzer. We now have one which is functional. Our next step is to find a manufacturer who is willing to perfect the idea and make the breathalyzer exclusive for the Zimbabwean police force. This will help reduce the drunken driving cases in our nation.
Did you know illicit brews contain 20 to almost 90% alcohol content? This causes risky social behaviors and has significant health effects which may sometimes even lead to death.
Looking at illicit brews and driving, we wanted to make a more direct and tangible impact. So we worked with the Commuters Association of Chinoi, since their core mandate is to transport people to and from their destinations on a day-to-day basis.
After establishing a relationship with the association, we discovered that the drivers and touts were reporting to work already drunk or started drinking as soon as they got to work.
But why would they drink so early and so excessively?
For varying reasons, from wanting to garner guards, Some of them are school dropouts, and it is required that you have to be competitive in order to earn a rank in the commuter omnibus sector. Some of them just can't do without alcohol. The drivers and touts were indulging in all manners of illicit brews, ranging from Z to cachaça. These have enough ethanol and alcohol content to make it toxic.
We started a series of drink campaigns and held a number of meetings in which we invited the Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe as well as the ZRP in trying to educate the association members on the effects of drinking and driving as well as the consumption of illicit brews. Some of the touts and drivers also had testimonies of their friends in the industry that they had lost through drunken driving. Tentative steps are now being taken to turn their lives around.
In the series of rank campaigns that we conducted, we directly impacted 47 touts and drivers. Indirectly, we impacted 360 passengers per day who bought the taxis that we had our sticker campaigns in. Resultantly also, 4 touts and 3 drivers have had notable changes in their drinking patterns, as reported by the association committee. They are now drinking legally made brews and are slowly taking steps towards drinking responsibly.
Last year, we developed the concept of a drunk app lock screen. Its purpose is to allow the smartphone user to access their emergency contacts, their speed dials right on their lock screen. This year, we harnessed our talent as a team and we developed the application. Through our club's website, we managed to facilitate for 216 downloads.
We also appeared on ZTV Morning News, targeting the parents, and on Star FM with DJ Mox, targeting the young adults and the working class. We educated them on alcohol abuse and illicit brews.
Activity has been ongoing on our Twitter account as well as our club website, with information regarding our campaigns as well as informative articles to help in influencing people to drink responsibly as well as with information to curb underage drinking.
We collaborated with Victor Kunonga, who became the face of our campaign. This was done in a bid to increase the impact and reach of our message. This is some of our story.
Alcohol may be hazardous to health if consumed to excess.
The operation of machinery or driving after the consumption of alcohol is not advisable.
Not for sale to persons under the age of 18.
Hashtag
Above the influence.
You may begin your presentation.
In 2014, the Delta Ethics and Transparency Initiative ran under the theme Above the Influence, Fighting Against Alcohol and Drug Abuse. In 2015, we escalated this fight into a war under the theme Beyond the Influence, Waging a War Against Alcohol Abuse.
Yes, it is a war, ladies and gentlemen. I am Ekomoto Imelda Mabena.
It's a war that has been fought by brave soldiers who were prepared for some casualties. I'm Colonel Michel Baka.
We are men and women of valor. I'm Captain Kudai Elaine Matamba.
I'm General Kudai Zisengwe. On the IT desk is Army Commander Natasha Aliki alongside Air Marshal Takunda Denzel. And we are
Nust Defense Forces. Like in any other war, strategy is of uttermost importance. We designed our own strategy, which we termed the TIT model, which came in 3 phases.
The first one was to teach. We did this under controlled and regulated environments to ensure the authenticity of our battles.
The second phase was to influence. Unlike wars of terror, our battles were not of control, but of cooperation. And to influence, we had to save our target audiences from the atrocities of alcohol abuse in the social engagements where they make most of their life choices.
The third and final phase was to transform. In this phase, we made sure that those who we managed to save go an extra mile to save others by replicating the same model across the whole nation of Zimbabwe and beyond borders.
This phase was also crucial for impact assessment as it helped us realize how many people not only got the message we were conveying, but also who were brave enough to further the fight to jealously safeguard the future of our nation. For the year 2015, we fought 4 enemies, namely underage drinking, drinking and driving, drinking during pregnancy, and finally, illicit drinking and drug abuse. In the interest of time, we shall present only 2 of our conquests.
Our first enemy we spared blood was underage drinking. According to the 2012 National Census report, 48% of the population are below the age of 18. In an independent survey we conducted on 300 children between the age of 12 and 18 in the streets of Bulawayo, it was painful and sad to note that 63% of them admitted to have indulged in underage drinking at some point in their life.
Moreover, in Bulawayo, over 16 cases of vuzu parties that included underage drinking were recorded, and over 1,300 pupils were present at these parties. Some were caught naked, some drunk, and some in compromising positions.
The question was, what's happening to the future of Zimbabwe? Brave soldiers were needed to snatch these children out of the consuming fire.
We took no time in setting up an Operation Suede, stop the underage drinking epidemic, headed by Major Tulanuni. Here is what we did in the teaching phase.
We reached out to 16 high schools and colleges to inform them about underage drinking.
In the influencing phase, we ran a back-to-school program targeted at informing and raising awareness to the students about the dangers of drinking before the legal age of 18 years. This saw us reaching over 5,500 students.
A Facebook page was set up under the name Sweat, which has over 200 likes and an estimated 800 plus people reached.
There was a community dialogue in one of Bulawayo's biggest ghetto townships, Chabalala, where we sent one of our troops. Discussion topics were centered on alcohol abuse, its causes, effects, and solutions. More than 230 people from the community attended and participated.
The dialogue, together with the radio interview, which was held on the 12th of September 2015, were aired on Channel Zim, which is on DSTV, and calls were taken in for discussions from all over the world. An estimated 300,000 people were reached. As for the transformation phase, we were shocked by the outstanding results we got.
We organized a debate competition in which 6 high schools participated and 157 students attended.
It was an emotional moment when 117 non-team members sacrificed their time on the 5th of September in a 50-kilometer walk from Bulawayo to Chipangali Wildlife Orphanage and back to Bulawayo in demonstration against vuzu parties, alcohol and drug abuse.
Our second battle was against the March 4th, drinking and driving, which has claimed over 600 people in our roads in the first half of 2015. We quickly mobilized resources and set up Operation Don't Drink and Drive, headed by Colonel Mitchell Baker.
In the teaching phase, we engaged our law enforcement allies, the ZRP traffic, in educating drivers about drinking and driving.
To influence, we partnered with Bulawayo's biggest commuter omnibus operators association, Bukta Limited, and Expricos Tax Association, which also transport Nust students to and from town.
We also engaged renowned comedians and opinion leaders who are well known across the country and are famously known as Butisi and Boss Keta from PLSB, from PL Box TV, who created a video clip to shun drinking and driving. This clip reached out to over 20,000 people through personal transfers using Bluetooth, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and WhatsApp.
Our strong alliance with the Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe paid off as we facilitated this year's Drive of the Year competition, which was held on the 1st and 2nd of August in Bulawayo. This driver improvement program saw 53 drivers from both public and private business organizations participating in various categories and over 220 people attending to watch. We utilized this platform to teach the attendants as we handed out flyers that were provided by ZAPMA.
Were we able to transform anyone using our efforts?
Oh yes, wait. 62 athletes participated in the 15-kilometer marathon from Popoma High School to Nust grounds on the 19th of September under the theme Run Till You're Sober. This marathon was organized by our troops, and ladies and gentlemen, we are glad to announce that over 320 people attended the prize-giving ceremony, where the guest of honor was the TSCZ Board of Directors Chairperson, Mr. Euniwe.
We managed to source a donation of $1,010 from TSCZ to organize this event. TSCZ also provided 105 well-branded t-shirts with remarkable support.
As if this was not enough, the team managed to create and register an organization to fight drinking and driving under the name the National Institute of Road Safety Zimbabwe. A board was set up to ensure the sustainability of this never-ending war.
Wherever we could, we engaged in a fight to, wherever we could, we engaged in a collective fight to conquer the aforementioned enemies. We managed to access 10,000 flyers from ZAPMA, and we distributed these on different occasions.
The Commander-in-Chief of the Nust Defense Forces, His Excellency President Mark Mukumba, was on ZBC Good Morning Zimbabwe on the 2nd of September to educate the whole nation about our war. This show reached an estimated 1 million viewers.
He also led a team on a program called YGT on ZBC in an effort to influence the whole nation to refrain from alcohol abuse.
The team also featured on Star FM on the 7th of October 2015 in an interview that reached an approximate 400,000 people across the country.
Moving forward,
we did face a number of challenges, including rejection of alliance by a number of organizations, plus financial and time constraints. But ladies and gentlemen, I am glad to inform you that we were very successful in our endeavors, as over 1 million people were reached in our teaching phase through two television broadcasts, 3 radio station broadcasts, 5 Facebook pages, social media, one-on-one interactions, high school discussions, as well as print media.
In addition to this, 4,027 people were influenced at 16 different social events. Finally, 618 people were transformed as they also furthered the fight to alcohol abuse.
In summary, strive to drive to arrive alive.
Don't drink and drive.
To the young and impatient, alcohol kills your intelligence and destroys your talent.
Be patient.
Drinking during pregnancy is a sign of detrimental ignorance, and to that we have zero tolerance.
Stop that nonsense. We are teaching morals to the nation. We are influencing progressive behavior in our society, but most importantly, we are above the influence.
We are transforming all we can in every way we can. Hapazoreki, akupumuleki.
George, stand up. Get on your feet.
I started drinking alcohol when I was only 13 years old. When I was at that age, when I drank, I wouldn't even be able to stand up because I would be feeling dizzy and woozy.
Now that I'm older, my system is adapted to alcohol and I can control it, I can drive.
Now that my body has taken a beating, I'm now suffering from liver cirrhosis.
This is one of the many stories that we as the Zimbabwean youth face when we grow up in alcohol families. My name is Langton Masamba.
I am Georges Nyawunzu.
Derek Mkarati.
We are supported by Tinashe on the IT desk. Together we are
Boost Solution. Basically, in Zimbabwe, alcohol challenges include misuse, abuse, and overuse.
We as a team have figured out the initiatives of catering for this under the theme I Sober.
We underwent extensive campaigning, and with iSober, our first project was one we would like to call iFuture. With iFuture, we went to various schools in Bulawayo, and we were speaking and counseling the students on alcohol abuse.
The schools that we visited include Masocha High, Makwegwe High, Bulawayo Adventist High, Solusi Adventist High, and Rangers College.
We were able to directly impact approximately 1,000